The queens enter the workroom, once again congratulating Reggie on her win and Dr. Ghastly on winning the lip sync. Reggie is very excited for whatever the remainder of the competition may bring, and tells the girls that she's ready for the rise of extreme drag to take off now that she's finally gotten off the ground with it. Ghastly, however, is still very upset over last week's fight in Untucked, and tells the girls that she won't hesitate to lip sync to the end if she has to.
It's a new day in the workroom, and once again, I'm already being counted out by the other girls. I know that I have what it takes to become Toontown's next drag superstar, and if anyone is going to get in my way, they're going to get a first-class ticket back to whatever local drag bar they perform at, courtesy of yours truly.
When the girls then speculate about what challenge is next, Clarabelle says that she really hopes it's a comedic challenge, since she hasn't really been able to shine just yet, and that she knows the girls have been waiting for her to show up to the competition. Taurus looks at Clarabelle and reassures her that she's going to work it out no matter what the challenge is.
Going into the competition, I've honestly been surprised that I've been able to hold my own against such polished queens. I would have expected Clarabelle and Celebi to be stiffer competition, haha. It's only a matter of time before I trip up down the line. I'm not exactly the funniest person on earth, and with Clarabelle hyping up her comedic chops, I could be in serious trouble if we're doing something along those lines.
The TV then turns on, and the message that the queens have been waiting for flashes on the screen. Here's the sitch, queens. I hope you realize that Drag Race isn't all fun and games. Sometimes, you gotta be cutthroat to make your way to the top, and sometimes, you gotta be the sweetest thing to win the hearts of the fans. But this week, there's only one thing you gotta do. Make me laugh.
Snatch Game. Finally, something up my alley. Take notes, ladies, this is going to be a challenge you'll never forget.
I'm probably still going to anyway. Real talk, I already forgot what I had for breakfast this morning.
Hi.
Oh gosh, Snatch Game is the one challenge that sets the real competition apart. I know that I need to stand out if I even want a chance of getting close to the crown today. Luckily, I have just the celebrity up my sleeve to make the judges crack up. It's going to get glowing reviews, if you know what I mean.
My queens, you probably already know what this week's challenge is, but let's have a little bonus round before the real games begin, shall we? For this week's mini challenge, we're going to play a little game that I like to call Chicken or What. All of you have to guess whether the item that we're serving you is chicken or something completely different. The person with the most points wins.
These mini challenges are absolutely disgusting, but I'm not gonna lie, seeing the other queens retching over eating gross foods reminds me of that Fear Factor show. I'm thankful that Drag Race Toontown is getting a little more extreme, but maybe we can skip the nasty foods next time.
Ghastly won the mini challenge.
I was determined to show these girls that I'm willing to do anything to win, even if it means downing some cow brains to impress Kim. I know that the other girls are going to be thrown off their game, and if they think that I'm going to be inconsistent or whatever lame excuse they have this week, then they have another thing coming.
This week's Maxi Challenge needs no introduction. We're going to be playing the Snatch Game. All of you need to bring your best celebrity impersonations. You can go for realism, do something satirical, or you can go for a total caricature, but the most important thing is to be funny. And on the runway tonight, category is Golden Girls on the silver screen, your best metallic looks. Good luck, and don't fuck it up.
This is really going to be the moment where things are going to get intense. We've got a lot of funny queens in this lineup, so it's going to be really hard to try and stand out when you have people who have been doing this longer than you've been alive. I just hope that I can actually show Ghastly who the real competition is. She's already been gloating over her win in the mini challenge. Congratulations, you ate the most food. What do you want, a medal? Seconds? A Wikipedia trivia entry saying that you ate deep-fried intestines? It's time to prove your medal in Snatch Game, not by shoveling random crap down your gullet.
When the girls begin to take out their outfits for their celebrities, Clarabelle is grinning from ear to ear as she takes out mouse ears. Sam looks over at her and wonders if she's doing Mickey Mouse, to which she eagerly says yes. Sam nods and seems a bit confused, wondering if his recent stint on Cartoon Drag Race could be a downside to trying to portray him. Clarabelle shakes her head and tells her that his bratty behavior will be the perfect thing to work off of, and considering Kim's beef with Mickey, she'll have her rolling on the floor with laughter. Sam decides to leave Clarabelle be and goes off to prepare her own impression.
I've performed this impression for years now, but it's only been recently that my parody of Messy Mouse really took off during my performances. It was a great way to get back at the mouse who finally got exposed for all of his shady doings both on and off the show. I will say, it wasn't easy making fun of the one person who gave me my career, but I wouldn't have it any other way. And now, I'm going to take that impersonation and run all the way to the bank with it. These queens are going to be in for a real show tonight, I guarantee it.
Meanwhile, Flannery is talking with Taurus about feeling a little withdrawn from the rest of the girls now that Celebi is gone. Taurus shrugs and says that she wasn't as close to her, so she can't relate that much. Flannery continues to prepare her impression of Misty, and asks Taurus if she ever had someone she was close with who she lost a lot of respect for. Taurus looks down for a brief moment before telling Flannery that she hasn't, but then reassures her that the competition can be really stressful, and Ghastly might just be feeling the pressure a little bit more than others. Flannery nods with reluctance, and figures that she can get closure with Ghastly once the season is over.
I want to interact with the other queens, I really do. But after Celebi and Ghastly both ostracize themselves from everyone else, I worry that I'm just going to be setting myself up for disappointment if I try to bond with them and they turn out to be a bitch again. I appreciate Taurus coming over to me and trying to make me feel better about everything, but I know that she might be looking at the competition with rose-colored glasses since she's been hanging around Sam this entire time. Seriously, though, have you guys seen how much time they've been spending together? If I didn't know any better, I'd think they were high school sweethearts in another life.
On the other end of the workroom, Reggie is practicing a few kickflips and tricks on her skateboard while Orange Blossom is busy working on her impression, which leads Orange to ask Reggie who she's doing. When she tells her that she'll be impersonating Tony Hawk, Orange tells her that while she's glad she's doing someone that she looks up to, wouldn't it be better to do someone a little more different to show versatility? Reggie shakes her head and tells her that that's what her runway is for, showing it off to Orange Blossom. Orange looks in awe at her metallic runway, and then tells her that she might have a point there before continuing to work away.
Reggie's tricks are cool and all, but the goal of the challenge is to make Kim and the judges laugh, and as impressive as her skills are, I don't think it's quite right for the challenge. I don't want to tell her to do someone else, though. She's probably spent months at home preparing this impression, so telling her to do someone completely different at the last minute wouldn't be very sportsmanlike, even if I have good intentions. I just hope that she knows what she's doing.
While all of this is going on, Ghastly is looking over at Libby with daggers in her eyes. While Libby is preparing her celebrity impression, she notices Ghastly staring at her and decides to confront her over what happened in Untucked last week, and admits that she knows things have gotten more heated than necessary in the workroom over the past few weeks. Ghastly bluntly tells Libby that she's just as much competition as anyone else here is, and that she won't be counted out because of a few slip-ups. Libby finally tells Ghastly that she isn't going to want to see another girl relying on a win to coast through the competition over more deserving queens, which leaves Ghastly speechless, before turning to her workstation and quickly finalizing her celebrity impression.
I've watched every season of Cartoon Drag Race, and I know that there's always going to be some bitch in the cast who overstays their welcome. I've seen it with Lola, I've seen it with Peter Griffin, and I've definitely seen it with Icy last season. If Ghastly thinks that she can coast by with a few wins and showboat it to everyone else, she's got another thing coming. I know that my Cleopatra impression is going to wow the judges, and this time, I'm going to make sure that I come out on top.
So it's obvious that Libby thinks my win in the Rusical was a fluke. The only thing that's a fluke here is you thinking that I'm not competition. I was invited here just like you were, so don't count me out just because I've stumbled a few times. I have what it takes to make it all the way to the end, and I hope you know just how much I want to prove you wrong. Libby, you've made an enemy in me, and I can guarantee that you're going to live to regret this decision once you sashay off of that main stage tonight.
The celebrity impressions are as follows. Sam will be portraying Marie Curie. Flannery will be portraying Misty. Clarabelle will be portraying Mickey Mouse. Reggie will be portraying Tony Hawk. Taurus will be portraying Anna Wintour. Ghastly will be portraying Nikola Tesla. Libby will be portraying Cleopatra. And Orange Blossom will be portraying Carla Hall. Cover girl. Do that fierce penguin walk. You're a flop, but you still talk that talk. And what? Welcome to the main stage of Drag Race Toontown. Let's meet our judges. First, our resident panelists, my best friends, they're Monique and Ron Stoppable. And our guest judge, two-time Snatch Game winner from Cartoon Drag Race Season 1, All-Stars 1 and 3, it's Lois Griffin. This week, the girls were our newest star-studded panel in Snatch Game this week. And on the runway tonight, the category is Golden Girls on the silver screen. There's just one rule to Snatch Game, make me laugh. Racers, start your engines and may the best cartoon win. Libby and Ghastly had a great performance. Flannery, Taurus, and Sam had a good performance.
I keep managing to surprise myself. I was going into this thinking that I was going to be struggling to keep up with some of the other queens, but I was proven wrong. Way wrong. I know that there were a lot of funny girls this week, but the ones that were bad. Well, I just hope those girls don't watch the episode back, they don't deserve the embarrassment.
Orange Blossom had a bad performance. Reggie and Clarabelle flopped the challenge.
I don't know what happened up there. I knew all of Mickey's mannerisms, his catchphrases, his iconic moments, and none of it landed. I prepared this for so long that I don't think I could have had anything else prepared in such a short amount of time, but I bet that would still have been a better idea than trying to make Messy Mouse funny. Oh my god, this is not good.
Reggie Rocket slayed the runway. Flannery, Orange Blossom, and Clarabelle had a great runway.
Maybe Tony Hawk wasn't the best idea, but you can't deny that my runway is a total knockout. I think I know that my obsession with taking drag to the extreme was starting to get a little tired with the judges, so I'm glad that this runway, I was able to showcase some glamour, even though I hate trying to fit into that pageant look. Hopefully I can go back to my usual drag next week without too many complaints.
Taurus had a good runway. Ghastly, Libby, and Sam had a bad runway.
So my runway wasn't the best this week. I don't care at all. I know that my Snatch Game was miles ahead of all of these other girls competing. I can't wait to see Libby eat her words in Untucked. She's going to be so embarrassed once this is all over and I end up taking the win.
Ladies, this week you had us in a fit, but Snatch Game once again had some definite winners and definite losers tonight. I've made some decisions. Flannery, your portrayal of Misty made a big splash this week. Good job, you're safe.
I'll take it, honestly. This entire week is making me feel like I'm in the upside down, so if I can just relax in the back while the other girls are getting torn to shreds up there, I'll consider myself lucky. You guys think I can sneak in a quick trip to craft services while they do get out up there?
Sam, your Marie Curie was positively glowing, but on the runway tonight, you faded into the background. You're safe.
It could have been much worse for me this week, but I'm just glad that my impression was enough to keep me out of the bottom. I may not have been the funniest queen up there, but I know for a fact that I got a laugh or two out of the judges. Some of the girls were lucky if they got anything other than silence when they gave their punchlines. And as much as it pains me to say this, Clarabelle was definitely one of those girls. I just hope that she doesn't have to lip sync against Taurus tonight, that'd be hard to watch.
I know that there's no denying that the six of you queens are the tops and bottoms of the week. But I still think that your opinion should be heard. So, my queens, who should go home tonight and why? Let's start with Taurus.
I personally think that the girl who should go home this week is Orange Blossom. As much as I love her and as much as she lights up the workroom, overall her performance and runway combined were the weakest tonight. Sorry, Orange, I hope you know I don't mean any ill will.
Okay, next up is Orange Blossom.
In my opinion, the girl who should go home is Clarabelle. This should have been a runaway win for her given her comedy background, and the fact that she had some of the most uncomfortable moments in Snatch Game was such a surprise for me. I expected her to mop the floor with us, but she surprised us in the worst way possible.
What do you think, Clarabelle?
I know that I did the worst this week, but I'm not going to say that I should go home at all. Orange Blossom's performance in the competition has been steadily declining, and this week I don't think she was able to bounce back. I think her nerves are starting to get the better of her, and I hope that she can shake them off soon and give it her best shot.
Let's now hear from Reggie Rocket.
I have to agree with Orange Blossom and say that Clarabelle should go home. A drag legend like her flopping such an iconic challenge is really shocking, and there's not really any excuse for her to have done as badly as she did. I also think that this is probably the only chance we'll have to see her in the bottom too, because I know what she's capable of outside of the show.
Okay, how about you, Libby?
Ghastly should go home. Even though she did extremely well this week, I know that she's been unable to keep up her momentum. She may have her moments to shine, but I also think that she's given us some of the worst performances in the competition so far. I don't see her as Toontown's next drag superstar. She just doesn't have what it takes to do it all.
And finally, Dr. Ghastly.
I really want to say Libby just because she said my name, but I know that's not the answer you want to hear. Actually, you know what? Screw it, I say Libby. She's overrated and is resting on her performance abilities, and then when she comes on the runway, she looks like an absolute mess.
Girl, shut up. You're one to talk looking like that
I'm
up
talking
here.
right now. You had your turn, okay? As I was saying, Libby's runways are what's holding her back, and I know that it's going to be a matter of time before it's going to be what keeps her from taking the crown in the finale. You might as well put her out of her misery now and have her lip sync in that shoddy excuse for an outfit.
It seems like all of you have very strong opinions on who should go home. But at the end of the day, I have the final say on who stays and who goes. I've made some decisions. Taurus, your Anna Wintour was definitely in vogue this week, and your runway tonight was a glimmering example of your continued dominance in the competition. Great job, you're safe.
Considering the fact that I just witnessed a bloodbath and I'm right between the two girls who look like they're about to gouge each other's eyes out, I am just thankful to get as far away from those two as humanly possible. Sam's presence at the back of the stage has never felt more safe and comforting. I swear, something about her just makes me feel like I'm right at home.
Libby Fullfax, while your Cleopatra was a performance fit for a true queen, once again your runway has let you down on this main stage, and I'm afraid to say that it cost you the win this week. You're safe.
This is absolute bullshit. I know that I did better than Ghastly in the challenge, and knowing that my runways are the one thing that are holding me back in this competition really stings. I don't think that I'll be able to look her in the eye. I know she's never going to let me live this down for as long as she's still here in the competition. God, she's going to be insufferable.
Dr. Ghastly, while the judges are still concerned over your inconsistencies on the runway and main stage, this week you managed to deliver a shockingly good impression of Tesla. Congratulations, you are the winner of this week's challenge.
Just as I thought, maybe I ought to thank Libby for her words of encouragement last week, ha ha ha. I ought to get told I'm not doing well more often, if this is what the end result is. Just when these girls try to count me out, I prove exactly why I'm not to be messed with. Thank you for seeing the star power in me, Kim, and thank you for knowing that I'm the one to beat.
Orange Blossom, your runway was extremely well done this week, but your performance as Carla Hall was a little undercooked. I'm sorry, my dear, but you are up for elimination. Clarabelle Cow, you were a beautiful bovine on the main stage tonight, but your disappointing performance in Snatch Game this week put the messy in Messy Mouse. I'm sorry, my dear, but you are up for elimination. Reggie Rocket, while your Tony Hawk impression definitely won't be winning you any Academy Awards, your runway tonight stood out for all the right reasons. This is your warning to step outside of your comfort zone. You're safe.
I'm thankful that I was able to get my way out of having to lip sync tonight. This outfit didn't really lend itself well to the types of tricks I like to do anyway, so I think this was Kim having mercy on me. Whatever the reason, I'm just glad I don't have to take on either of those girls tonight. But I know no matter what, this elimination is going to hurt a lot.
Two queens stand before me. Queens, prior to tonight, you were asked to prepare a lip sync performance to My Attitude by the Brats. This is your last chance to impress me and save yourself from elimination. The time has come for you to lip sync for your life.
What Clarabelle said about my nerves is kinda true. Seeing Celebi go last week had me so worried. All of that experience and skill over the years couldn't save her from being eliminated, and knowing that I'm up against a literal drag legend is so nerve-wracking. I just hope that I can turn it out against her. I don't want to give up here. This is the one chance I have to prove to the world that I may star.
I love Orange Blossom to death, but I know what I have to do. I have to show exactly why I'm so beloved in the drag world, and to prove exactly why I was cast on this season. I have to represent Toontown and show just what this place is capable of. It's time to give the world a little dose of Clarabelle Cow.
Good luck, and don't fuck it up. Orange Blossom had a good lip sync. Clarabelle flopped the lip sync. I've made my decision. Orange Blossom, Shantae, you stay. Clarabelle Cow, I can't say that any of us anticipated your journey to end like this, but I want you to know that no matter what may have happened, you are always going to be a legend in your own right. We will always love you. Now, my dear, sashay away.
I'm sorry that I let you all down. Remember, girls, to always remain willing to learn from your mistakes, and that it's okay to stumble. I love you all, and I'll see you on the road. Till next time, keep moving forward. I am so embarrassed that I ended up going home on the challenge that I was looking forward to the most. I'm still in a bit of a state of shock. I don't really think that it's going to hit me that I've gone home until I go back to my hotel room tonight. I guess that it just goes to show that anything can happen in Drag Race, and that you're never really safe from surprises like this. I just wish that I could have gone further, but I suppose the lesson here is that you can't always get what you want. And one more thing. Messy Mouse, eat your heart out.
My lucky 7, congratulations on surviving yet another week here. This week may have been a roller coaster, but know that with each twist and turn, you all are getting closer and closer to becoming Toontown's next drag superstar. Now, remember that with the power of drag, nothing is ever impossible. Now, go ahead and untuck.
This is Untucked.
The queens all congregate in the Silver Lounge, congratulating Dr. Ghastly on winning Snatch Game and Orange Blossom on winning the lip sync. Libby is very reserved after being proven wrong, and Ghastly wastes no time in gloating in her second win, which grates on some of the other queens. Sam tells Ghastly that that's more than enough showboating for now, and that they should just be glad that they're here for another week. Ghastly looks at Libby and tells her that she better hope they won't have a runway challenge, or else her days are numbered. Libby takes a deep breath and tries to take her mind off of Ghastly's sore winner attitude. Reggie is sitting with Flannery and gives her a big hug, thanking her for lending her the jewelry that she used this week on the runway. Flannery smiles and tells her that it's no big deal, and that her dress did most of the heavy lifting on the main stage. Reggie laughs, starting to feel better after doing so badly in Snatch Game. Flannery raises a toast, and promises her that no matter what happens, they're always going to give it their all in the last few challenges. Reggie agrees, and raises her glass. Suddenly, all of the girls are called into the gold bar for a message for one of the queens. On one of the screens is Ghastly's boss, Hector Con Carne. Hector tells Dr. Ghastly that she's bound to be doing great in the competition. He then goes on to tell her that she still has a lot of work to do once she gets back to his headquarters, since he's running behind on inventions meant to help him take over the world. Ghastly rolls her eyes and tells the queens that she's looking to redirect herself into taking over the world with her drag. Taurus tells her that she doesn't want her to land in the bottom next week, which Ghastly takes the wrong way. Ghastly scoffs and tells Taurus that she's finally going to hit her stride next week, refusing the idea that she might have to lip sync for a third time. Taurus awkwardly looks down at her drink, and goes back to the Silver Lounge with Sam in tow.
Hey, squirrel friend. When one video ends, just open up another one. It's called binge viewing. Go ahead. I support you.
I'm thankful there's some people around here who know talent when they see it. Wait until that overrated fish stick bitch sees this.